Yesterday, Jurassic World Rebirth came out on streaming. Well, that's super pricey, triple the price of a cinema ticket streaming anyway, along with a huge amount of extra bonuses for the film, from concept art to CGI renders to, most excitingly, 3 full deleted scenes. We're going to get more of this, and assumedly in higher quality, come September the 9th. That's the full home release of the film, and that'll contain the full extended cut amongst other bonuses. But we've got some really cool stuff to check out today. Let's dig in. First up is the 3 deleted scenes, courtesy of the Extras First channel. Now I'm going to link that down below if you want to see it without my commentary. I'm trying to avoid copyright stuff here. But what we're seeing is the Velociraptor scene that was initially meant to take place at the gas station. We actually saw a preview of this before the film came out, but it never made the final cut. Now obviously the CGI is unfinished. One of the raptors in the background is literally still a man with a plastic raptor head on his head. But we can also see the 2 different Velociraptors. We've got the blue and orange headed male that we saw a lot of in promo material, and the red ones, which it turns out were going to be the female design, not the white ones like we originally suspected thanks to the tops cards and stuff like that. Krebs pulls a gun on the encroaching pack and they do a runner, but to me it's clear that it isn't Krebs that scares them away. I've seen this as a criticism already, but it's that they're detecting the presence of the Mutadons just before they attack in the following scene. And that makes a lot of sense given what goes down a little bit earlier on in the film, in that much loved and not at all controversial scene in the final film. If we're honest, I don't think this necessarily would have added much to the film beyond a slightly better look at the Raptor design. That would have been appreciated, it's a fantastic design, but I think people would still have been a little bit shortchanged by their limited screen time. If I'm honest, I didn't care that much. I loved the Raptors and their design, as I say, but I'm also all for new dinosaurs taking center stage. I don't want the franchise to feel beholden to the dinosaurs it's had in the past. Albeit, preferably, it wouldn't be the Mutadons taking that central stage. I would have loved to see, say, the camouflage Carnotaurus from the Lost World novel come to life here. I think that would have fit a lot better. Either way, you can probably expect to see the scene in its fully rendered glory come the 9th of September. Maybe a few other Raptor scenes could have been in there as well, round them out a little bit better in the final cut. The resulting Mutadon attack that immediately follows this also has an extended sequence in the deleted scenes, showcasing a slightly slower paced segment with the Mutadon stalking Krebs, Xavier and Zora outside of the gas station. I do like some aspects of this. It does slow the pace of the scene down, but a little bit of breathing room isn't necessarily a bad thing. On the other hand, it kind of makes Zora seem like a little bit of an idiot. You're being actively hunted by these giant winged mutant raptors and you're trying to make a phone call on this abandoned island? The chances of this working, at least at first glance, seem slim to none, and to do it in the open like this whilst you're actively being hunted does seem a little bit silly to say the least.
Please stay on the line. In the event of disconnection, your call will...
But then again, it does work. And the phone call is returned at the worst possible time because it's a movie. This does give us a nice moment of Xavier potentially sacrificing himself to help Zora out of the situation. which is an appreciated extra nod and extra level to his annoying kid to, frankly, annoying hero arc he takes throughout the film. Again, it's the kind of scene you can see why it was cut for the sake of pacing in the final film. Finally, and actually maybe most interestingly, we've got a new alternate opening to the film, extending the sequence before the helicopter lands at the InGen facility. It even opens up with the same rock crevice that the Rex will find its head stuck in later on during the film. Chekhov's rock crevice? The scene doesn't necessarily add a lot, it's mainly just showcasing InGen's destruction of the island in pursuit of their goals, showcasing them flattening the land and annihilating the forests, dehousing some adorable monkeys along the way. Again, it's the kind of thing I can see why it was cut just for the sake of pacing and shortening the runtime, which is already quite long, but it does also add a little bit to this, hey, by the way, InGen are the bad guys kind of theme, which the film at the moment kind of woefully underexplores. We saw some concept art of some stuff similar to this a few weeks ago. I wonder if the island's indigenous population, which we saw during that concept art, could also factor into this opening in its final form. We'll have to see in September. So that's it for deleted scenes, but we've got a few other things to check out. We've heard a few times now that the Mutadons were designed quite late in the game, taking months for their design to be solidified, and that's why there's not really any Mutadon merchandise out there. Well, thanks to Night Steve on the Jurassic Park subreddit, we've now got a bunch of new concept arts for the Mutadons, showcasing some of their, let's say, slightly Muto-inspired earlier design work. I mean, it's a Muto. Gareth Edwards likes what he likes. It looks like they settled on the winged Raptor mutant hybrid angle very, very early, but it's the finer details they couldn't quite nail down. We've got various head shapes, various wing shapes and wing lengths being experimented with, and even some design variants that are much more egregiously mutated. I'm not sure how well this would have fit in the film, but I maybe would have preferred they go balls to the walls crazy with the design, like this split mouth version, or this blind one, which I guess would maybe use echolocation or similar to track its targets, taking inspiration from David Koepp's bat encounter that inspired the design in the first place. Also a little bit like the Oviraptor in 65. It's hard to say if any of these would have been better. I do think the Mutadons were just kind of a mistake in general, but for those of you who like the Mutadons, I'm not judging, would any of these alternate designs have been a better choice for you? I'd be curious. And that's not even everything. We're nearly done though. We'll also have a bunch of CGI renders for the animals of Rebirth. Now, there's not too much to say about these, given they're all designs we've seen before. It's just a nice little bit of detail, a nice extra look at them, albeit in still very low quality at the moment. I'm just going to let these play out in the background for a moment. But really, the most noticeable thing here is just how beautiful the Rex is. Night Steve posted a direct comparison of the Rebirth Rex and Rexy, and it really does highlight just how much bulkier the Rebirth Rex is in every single way. All the animals on this island are really hefty. It must be from genetic malformation or feeding on the Tyrannosaurs or something. You can see with the Spinosaurus, it does have an appropriate neck length. But the problem is the neck is so fat, it kind of makes it look shorter and stouter than it is in reality. The bones of the Spinosaurus are very, very good. It's just all the extra details that maybe make it look a little bit less accurate. That's not a criticism at all, by the way. It's just a design choice. That's really about it for now. Most of the DVD extras, however, are already available on the channel link below if you want to check them out for yourself. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing all these in fully finished CGI come September, which horribly somehow is only a month away. This is a month and 4 days away. We're going to get a full proper version of all of this. There's probably more to see. I'd imagine the extended version is more than just these 3 scenes, so I'm very curious to see what else we've missed out on. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye.